Hey guys, Gus here from Defi Media, day 2, Redacted Live here at the Miami Beach Convention Center. And of course, I'm here with Antonio Hernaiz, the CEO and co-founder of Veritrade. Antonio, please tell us what brings you here to Redacted Live.
Hey guys, how's it going? Absolute pleasure to meet you all. Like Gus has said, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Veritrade. So we're here at Redacted Live because my CEO and co-founder is also speaking at the event, and we are one of the gold sponsors of this event. But bigger than that, it's actually being here with the community and everybody that is here to actually change the status quo as it regards to the overall trading space and what that ultimately entails.
Now, you really are trying to change the status quo, because we spoke about it a little bit earlier. Guys, we all know it. We love our meme coins. We love our altcoins, but we take a lot of financial advice from people that are Instagram, on X, and we decide by, hey, look at how he's doing. Look at his cars. Look at the people he surrounds himself with. This guy probably knows what he's doing. But at a professional level, that doesn't seem to really work for high volume, sometimes traders or people looking for actual data out there. And I believe your company does that. So tell us a little bit more. How about you're changing the game for us?
Absolutely. So what Veritrade does is we're building the actual first credibility layer for trading. We allow traders to connect their brokers or exchanges to our platform. We pull that live broker verified stats and allow them to display it to the world via a front-facing social profile that is absolutely customizable. Think about it as something that you can put your link in bio or send to your friends, which is a one-click link that will actually prove all your credibility that you would need as a trader. And I actually wanted to touch on something that Gus had said. When we're talking about the status quo and the way that traders up until this point have been sharing performance, right? When we look at any performance industry, whether it's athletes, whether it's even companies have earnings, athletes have stats, and all of these things compound over time. Yet when we look at the trading space, what do we ultimately get? The guy with the rented ring light and the Lambo, like that's ultimately what we get. Yet the most important thing in the markets, when we're talking about financial markets, is your data, is your performance. So that should be the first thing, first and foremost, that you should be using to actually prove and back up the claims that you're making, which is exactly what Veritrade is doing.
You know, what's funny about that is, I'll say it like this, humans be humaning. When we bet on sports, we use a lot of our heart. You know, when we bet on certain companies, we sometimes use the things that we see on social media, say, hey, this probably a company is a unicorn or going in the future. Same thing applies to the sports betting world. We want to get actual data. Same thing applies to the market. We want to get actual data. But for some reason, we don't want to verify a lot of the data that we're getting from the people that we select. I mean, edited screenshots, everybody knows. Doesn't take a lot of work to do. It's something very simplistic to do. And a lot of people do fall for it, you know. It's the hype. It's the moment that you get. But I think that Veritrade allows people to take that step back and give you a different screenshot. Imagine having the ability to be on Veritrade and show the actual screenshots of your platform to say, hey, look, here's what I've done. Here are my numbers. And by the way, here's the link where you can connect and look at all my actual stats verified by a company. There's not about doxed or undoxed. This is a person that would actually get your complete information and demonstrate exactly what type of financial data or data points that you have. We have been looking for something like this plenty of times, and I think it's an incredible opportunity for people that maybe early on, even traders that want to display that they're, let's call it their chops, they're showing what they're doing. I think it's an incredible opportunity for a trader to get in there and show that what type of stats they're doing. And I think early traders that really have the grind are going to be some of your bedrock people that are going to say, hey, look where I was built upon. Look at the numbers that I've produced. And hey, when you want to check me out, you go to Veritrade, check out my bio, check out my profile, and you can see my true stats and performance reviews. I mean, people expect this from Hashire Berkshire. They expect this from Merrill Lynch. The question is, do we expect it from the people that we view as social media influencers or KOLs, as we like to put them, and get those stats into people's hands and say, hey, look, I'm the real deal. I've got the nice cars, but I've also got the stats to prove it. And I think that Veritrade is going to be extremely large in this space, especially at a time where a lot of liquidity is kind of shrinking. I think our people are looking for legitimate entries and legitimate opportunities in the space. And I think that your platform will help provide those opportunities for people that are seeking in there.
You hit it right on the nail, Gus. And something that I would like to build off of that is when you're talking about real traders, because it's a two-sided marketplace if you really think about it, right? You have the people that are ultimately trying to showcase their statistics and are trying to shine through all the marketing BS, excuse me for lack of language, but that's exactly what it is. And then you also have the people that are trying to learn, right? Yes. Like the people that are wanting to consume this information, wanting to consume this knowledge, but ultimately don't know where to go and have all this skepticism, because why wouldn't you, right? For the past decade, the way people have sold this sort of information or these sort of services in our space has been through these flashy marketing gimmicks. When at the institutional level, like you had said, this is a solution that we would expect from an institution. it's all that really matters is what's your performance, what's your alpha, what's your edge. Yet somehow at the retail level, we think it's completely acceptable to just believe a trust me bro screenshot from some guy that has a Lambo and a Miami penthouse, yet we don't actually place any scrutiny on that when we really should be.
The best alpha. Trust me, bro. You know, you brought up something that I didn't think about. And I want to get to the bit. Looks from an education side that you guys have a lot to offer as well. Looks like that you can get actual traders that have been in the market using Veritrade and then begin to use your platform as an educational tool so people can learn and use as well. And I think that it could bring those traders and educators into a different like type of market space. Is that something that you're focused on as well, education?
Yes, absolutely. So when you look at the tools that traders actually have for running their business, an education business in this case, it's very fractionalized, right? You have Discord, you have Telegram, you may have WAP, you may use Stripe for payment processing. You have all these different fractionalized solutions to run one business. And on top of that, there is still no infrastructure for credibility. So even when you have all these platforms, even when you're running your business, at the end of the day, you still are going to have people that are skeptics. And going back to what I had said previously, why would they not be skeptical? So at the end of the day, not only through this social profile on Veritrade are we allowing people to have that credibility layer, but directly on their profile, you could see all their socials as well as the products, right, that they're ultimately selling. So they're selling access to their community, they're selling access to a course, selling access to the actual live trading data that we pull. It's all right then and there in that one link. So you're not skeptical, because why would you? Here's a guy who's charging, let's say, $1,000 a month, but he has a 75% win rate with a 1 to 3 risk to reward with this profit factor, and you can go ahead and see all those trades. It's right then and there. Like all the questions that you would need answered are answered in one link, not like, through a call, not through a text.
It's like having the cheat sheet on the textbook on the test. I like
Correct.
that. What do you think is the most important goal in 2026 for Veritrade? What is the one thing that you guys want to accomplish this year?
Becoming the gold standard for trading verification. It's as simple as that. Becoming the gold standard. Trading is going social, and with that, going back to what I had said, the status quo is changing. We no longer live in a world, because of how information has developed and how fast information can spread. We no longer live in a world where you need to go give your money to a manager and having them charge a performance bonus and a management fee, because now you have kids that are 18, 19, 20 using satellite images out in Kentucky trading corn futures, but nobody knows about them because they're not on social media. That is changing, and the direction that we're moving in with trading going social, we're going to be able to put these people up on a pedestal. No longer are the marketing genies going to be on a pedestal. It's these people that actually have the performance to back it up. And it all goes through actually trading going social and us establishing as the gold standard for verification.
I love that. Actual accountability, actual stacks, actual data. Guys, you got to check out Veritrade. If you're looking to expand your platform, if you're looking to make sure that, hey, you're a top trader, come check out Veritrade. I'm sure they have a lot to offer you. Thank you very much, Antonio. I appreciate your time. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one.